Buongiorno, welcome back to my channel. Today is the first haul I do in 2022 and it's quite a big one. Mostly these fragrances are winter fragrances, but not all of them. And I have a big order for Armani to share with you all. So if you want to know all the fragrances that I bought, then please keep watching. But before we start, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Noura and on this channel I mostly talk about fragrances. So if you are a fragrance lover, then please consider subscribing and also hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload any new video. Also follow me on Instagram where I post some exclusive content that I don't do here on YouTube. And without further ado, let's start. So I'm not sure where to begin because there are a lot of fragrances and I have to admit all of these fragrances, except of one I bought actually at the end of 2021. I will start with the backups, and this is actually, I think, the first time that I ever buy a backup of any fragrance. And the first one is from Tom Ford, and of course, I bought a backup of my beloved Tom Ford Noir Extrême. If you are an old subscriber, you will know how much I absolutely love this fragrance. And it's not exactly a backup. I already have two of their travel sizes. One is almost finished. So I was waiting for a good deal on Noir Extrême and here it is. And I just can't get enough of this fragrance. It's a beautiful, spicy gourmand with cardamom. Oh, it's sweet. It's floral. It's very complex, very sexy. And it's a kind of a gourmand fragrance that I actually was surprised that I found myself wearing also for date night during summer. So although sweet gourmandish, I can wear this all year around. I have a comparison between Noir Extrême and Noir pour Femme that a lovely subscriber of mine asked for, so definitely stay tuned. This one has a very good lasting power. In my skin it has kind of a moderate longevity and sillage, so definitely if you want more of a beast mode, then maybe Noir pour Femme would be for you. But again, for a full comparison and detail, stay tuned for my video on Noir Extrême and Noir pour Femme. Next backup bottle is for my beloved Prada La Femme Intense. As I have shared already, I think too many times on my channel, I blind bought this fragrance last year and I immediately fell in love with it. I used it a lot and I have a feeling that it is going to be discontinued, so I went ahead and bought a backup of it. It's a beautiful white yellow flower fragrance. It has frangipani, ylang ylang, white flower. It's tropical. It's very feminine. I would wear this fragrance all year round, signature worthy like the original one. I'm just in love with the whole series actually, and Lo will be definitely coming very soon. Tell me please in the comments down below which one is your favorite if you have tested all of them, and how does the absolute version smell like, because I can't find it anywhere, but I'm so curious about it. So Prada La Femme Intense, beautiful, feminine, white and yellow floral fragrance. Now let's move to a very hyped up fragrance, and that is Montblanc Signature. This fragrance suddenly exploded on YouTube that I thought it was actually a new release, but it's not. It's actually a 2020 release, and it's very similar to Musk Therapy from Initio, a very expensive niche brand that actually came out in 2021. But I have a full review and comparison between this one and Musk Therapy, so also stay tuned for that video. Anyway, returning to this one, how does this fragrance smell? This is a creamy, orangey, musky scent. It's very lactonic. You do have to like lactonic fragrance. So it's this musk that has this lactonic vibe to it. It has also this orangey touch. It's quite unique. As I said, the only fragrance that I can compare this one with is the Musk Therapy from Initio. It's warm, it has also vanilla. It has a good performance. So I would say it's a name, it's a signature scent. But for me, lactonic fragrances go a little bit sour. And this is why, to be completely honest, this fragrance did disappoint me a little bit. No, let me rephrase that. It did not disappoint me. I was upset that it turned so sour on my skin, but I had to know it. All lactonic fragrances turn sour on my skin. So if you don't have any problem with lactonic fragrances, then definitely check Montblanc signature, and also stay tuned for a full comparison and also review on this one and MUSC Therapy from Issey, coming very soon. Next one is a very recent release, and that is Narciso Rodriguez MUSC NOIR ROSE. If you loved the original one, let me just tell you, you have to check this one out. I would even go and say, don't buy the MUSC NOIR, the original one, and get yourself this one. I much prefer this. It's more floral, definitely. It has rose and tuberose, and it also has vanilla. So it's a sweeter, more floral version than the original one. For detail, check my review. MUSC NOIR ROSE from Narciso Rodriguez. So these were actually only the two fragrances that I have opened. Now let's start opening the other fragrances that I bought. And let's start with this one because it's just a travel size. This is Replica Bubble Bath. I don't remember where did I hear someone recommending this fragrance. At first when I saw the name, I was, no way I'm going to buy a fragrance that smells like bubble bath. But then a lot of you viewers said that it is actually not really like detergent-like or soapy. It is quite different. So I said, okay, let's try it. Smells a little bit aldehydic almost at the opening. It's floral. There is definitely lavender here. I can smell it. It's quite predominant. It's a little bit musky. I think there is rose. Now I can detect rose. So lavender, musk, rose. It is a little bit soapy, but it's not exactly a bubble bath. Honestly, I don't know what to say about it. I'm not so sure if I like it. I remember they said there is coconut in it. I can't really distinguish it, at least for now. Yeah, I will test this one around. At least I don't dislike it. So, Replica Bubble Bath. Next fragrance I actually bought for nostalgic reasons, and that is Byzance. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Byzance from Rochas. This is one of my first fragrances that I bought when I was, I think, in high school. Yeah, I think I was in high school, and it was quite expensive, and I saved money to buy it. I actually decluttered like the fragrance bottle 2 years ago, just before starting YouTube, and now I'm really kicking myself for doing that because they did change the bottle and also reformulated the scent. This is how the new bottle looks like. Definitely the new bottle is much more prettier in my opinion. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful representation. And it's very affordable. So let's see. Okay, definitely it's not the fragrance that I remember. This is quite fresh. The one, at least what I remember how the fragrance smelled like, was very warm, spicy, oriental, deep fragrance. This one is a little bit fresh, but yeah, memory can be deceiving, especially when it's so many years since I last smelled that fragrance. So I will spray it on my hand. Yeah, definitely I don't remember it to be so floral. It's a little bit powdery, but just a hint. It's definitely vanilla. I'm really curious, so I will look up the notes. So we have top notes: pear, bergamot, and neroli. Yeah, certainly this is what the fresh opening was like. Then in the mid we have heliotrope. This is why the powdery note. Freesia, rose. And in the base, vanilla, musk, and white woods. Honestly, I don't get woody notes. For now, I get a lot of vanilla, I get the heliotrope, maybe a little bit of musk, but not much more. I'm a little bit disappointed because I was waiting for like the fragrance that I had in my memory, but it's still a good fragrance. So I think I will have to play with it and just judge it as an independent fragrance. So Byzance or Byzance, I don't know, from Rochas. It seems like I was in a nostalgic mood because I have another fragrance that has very nostalgic vibes, at least to me, and that is Hugo Boss Deep Red. This one actually I've never bought. I remember clearly I was in the university, I think, when this fragrance came out, or at least came out in Egypt, and I smelled it in a store, I think, and I was totally in love. For some reason, I never bought it. I don't know why. So when I saw it, I don't know, memories kicked in. So I don't remember like really much about the smell. The only thing that I remember is that it was very strong. It was, again, quite oriental, quite deep, but a little bit fruity. I also remembered it to be quite sexy. So let's see. Again, it's much fresher than what I remember. Don't know if this one is reformulated, but I remember it to be like more ambery, and I think also more sweet. I will spray it on my skin and see. Much fresher than I remember. I think there is something citrusy in the opening. For now, I smell a lot actually of floral notes. Also slightly powderiness, but not much. Also vanilla. Again, I will check the notes because I'm really curious. So we have top notes of blood orange, black currant, clementine, pear, mandarin orange, and in the mid you have ginger and ginger flower, tuberose, freesia, and hibiscus seed. Not hibiscus flower, hibiscus seed. Then we have in the base note vanilla, sandalwood, musk, and California cedar. Quite interesting composition. And from my hand, I think it's definitely reformulated because I remember distinctively that this fragrance was very powerful. Whenever a girl sprayed Deep Red, you could really smell her from afar. It was quite projecting, quite loud, and maybe that was the reason that I never bought it, because I'm not into these kind of fragrances. So we'll have to test this one around. Hugo Boss Deep Red. Next fragrance is a 2020 release, and that is Issey Miyake Drop the Easy. I have here as a set. So we have the fragrance and two hand cream, which I found a little bit strange to have two hand cream. Anyway, this is not a blind buy. I have tested this fragrance, and quite honestly, I did not like it when I first tested it. It had this sharp edge to it. It was too powdery for my liking, but it did came out, I think, in spring or summer, or at least end summer, so it was still very warm outside, and I'm not a fan of powdery fragrances in summer. So when I tested this one during winter, I totally fell in love with it. It's a beautiful jasmine, powdery, musky, feminine, delicate fragrance. So beautiful. And I am not a fan of Issey Miyake fragrances, to be honest. I don't like any of the fragrances that I've ever smelled from that brand, except of this one. This one is beautiful. It's so feminine, very delicate, almost romantic fragrance. And it's definitely one of the best releases that came out last year. It has a particular bottle, so the sprayer comes, as you see from here, you have to spray like that. And you have to lay it down, so I'm not a fan of these kind of bottles. Has a good performance. When I tested on skin, it did, I would say it's a moderate longevity with weak to moderate sillage, because as you can see from the description, I'm talking about a very delicate fragrance, so it's not very projecting. I personally am looking forward to wear this one for bed, for after the shower, as an easy go fragrance. It's also a signature worthy scent. If you love these very delicate, powdery, floral fragrance, then you have to check a Drop the Easy. Next is a fragrance that is definitely not a new release, and that is my Burberry Black. Here is the beautiful bottle, is one of the most beautiful bottle, I think, in the designer fragrances. And this one really took me by surprise. This is a very sweet, oriental floral fragrance. It has peach, which is really predominant. I remember it has also rose and jasmine with an ambery undertone. It's, in my opinion, very sexy. Definitely, I would say more for winter. Has a very, very, very good performance. I don't know why I slept on this one. So, my Burberry Black. Next is a fragrance that, to be completely honest, was love at first sniff. But when I tested it on skin, I did not like it so much. However, it has this very gorgeous opening. I kept on adding it to cart, removing it from the cart, adding to cart. And then I found it on a good price and I said to myself, okay, it's now or never. I am talking about Guerlain Santal Royale. Do I love the opening of this fragrance? You can't even imagine. Here is how it looks like. This is a sandalwood fragrance, yes, but with a lot of oud. This is a powerhouse fragrance, a statement maker, not for the faint of heart. Has one of the most beautiful sandalwood openings I've ever smelled. The only issue for me, I wished for the opening to remain. The dry down is not bad, but like the oud is really there in the dry down, and I'm not sure why would you call the fragrance Santal Royale, which means Santal, I think, means sandalwood, and in the end it's more of oud than sandalwood. I never understood that. It's in the dry down more of an rose oud composition. You get a little bit of the sandalwood. But really, to me, if they would have taken out the oud, I would have loved it much, much more. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I am not sure if I am going to keep this fragrance in my collection. I think I enjoy more the fragrance than wearing it, if that makes any sense. But if you are into oud fragrances, it's definitely one of the best designer oud fragrances, I would say. So Santal Royale from Guerlain. Now for the only niche fragrance that I bought is African leather. I think if I have to be objective, African leather is maybe like the best fragrance from Memo. And I got here the 3 travel size fragrances at 10 ml. So in total I have 30 ml. Do I need so many? No, but they didn't have like the 10. They only had the set of 3. So I went ahead and bought it. I didn't buy a full bottle mainly because it's a kind of fragrance that I can't wear like every day. It's a very special fragrance. It has leather, but oh god, do I love this fragrance. It's more popular as a men's fragrance actually. But I find it unisex. Oh, the cardamom is to die for. It's the best cardamom ever, ever, ever. If you love cardamom, you have to check this fragrance. It's cardamom, it's saffron. It's leather, but for some reason, I'm not bothered by the leather here, like at all. This is so sexy. I have to admit it is unisex, leaning masculine, but yeah, I would wear this fragrance, no problem. And it has an amazing performance. It has a strong sillage and it's very long lasting. So I would say if you overspray this, you can arrive to a beast mode, but I wouldn't recommend overspraying this fragrance. You can overwhelm people with it. One of my absolute favorite from Memo, and I think I would consider it the best from the brand. So that was African leather from Memo. Did I finish everything? Yes, I think yes. So I can move to my Armani unboxing. Let's start with like the least exciting one, and that is Vetiver Diver. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I think it translates to winter vetiver. I have a sample of this fragrance for quite a while, and I was debating should I get it or not. So when I saw you can get 10 ml, so again I have 3, so 30 ml in total, I went ahead and bought it so I can really test it and see if I really like it and will commit to like a full bottle. This is from a Maison collection, so the eau de toilette line. Yeah, this is so good. It's vetiver, but I wouldn't consider this a totally masculine fragrance. It's, to me, quite unisex. It's aromatic, it's citrusy, it's a little bit spicy. I think there was pink pepper and also cardamom, so quite summer appropriate. It seems like I will commit to a full bottle, but definitely I will have to finish first the 3 travel size. Is it the best vetiver fragrance ever? No, but I personally like it, and I'm not really into vetiver, to be completely honest. I find it quite masculine, but this one to me is quite unisex. So a Vetiver Diver from Giorgio Armani or Armani Prive. The next thing I'm so excited about, and that is a set of the Armani Prive fragrances. These are all from Maison collection. Here we have it. I said to myself it will look very good on a vanity alongside the set from La Collection Privée from Christian Dior. And here they are. Isn't this gorgeous? This is so beautiful. Oh God. It's even better than the Collection Privée from Christian Dior, I have to admit. So we have Pivione Suzhuo. I have this one and I love it. We have Rose Milano, Gardenia Antigua. This is one that I was thinking about buying, not sure, but now I have the chance to really test it around. There's Jasma Kuzamuno, again one that I have, and Te Oolong that also is on my wish list. I'm not sure about. So this is more of a decor item, but I will also use the fragrances, especially the ones that I wanted to test. Speaking about decor, I bought myself a new Pivione Suzhuo, not as a backup. Let me explain. When you see the bottle, you will know why I did that. This is a limited edition version. I think it came out a year or 2 years ago of Pivione Suzhuo. It has this pearly liquid. Can you see it? That is so beautiful. The bottle is beautiful, and the cap has the same color. It's the same smell. It's not different. It only comes in a different packaging that I absolutely adore. This is so nice. But since Pivione Suzhuo is one of my absolute favorite fragrances, I think, of all time, I would definitely include it in my top fragrances. And I love peonies in general, so yeah, I splurged on this fragrance. Although, to be completely honest, I bought it mostly because of the bottle. And if you don't know how Pivione Suzhuo smells like, it's mostly rose, peony, and raspberry. It's very feminine, summer appropriate, a little bit sweet fragrance that is just one of the best, I would say, from Maison collection, if not the best. Yeah, I would consider it the best from Maison collection. It is an eau de toilette, so it doesn't last very long, I have to say, but still, I love it. Next is my third bottle of the Terre Précieuse line from Armani Prive, and that is Bleu Turquoise. Here is the bottle. I always love the presentation of the Armani Prive fragrances. beautiful blue turquoise bottle. I think this one was inspired by Giorgio Armani's travel to India, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a beautiful, spicy, salty, woody vanilla. It's one of these fragrances that you have to wait for the dry down, because in the opening I was not a fan. It was quite, how can I call it? I wouldn't say off-putting, but strange. However, in the dry down, it becomes this almost intoxicating, smoky, salty vanilla. A little bit earthy. It's so difficult to describe this fragrance. At first, as I said, I did not like it, and maybe because I thought it did not perform well. Fortunately, the last time that I bought a fragrance from Armani Prive, they gave me a sample of this one, and I have to thank actually a subscriber. Angela, if you are watching, hi, thank you for recommending this fragrance for me. She said, did you try Bleu Turquoise? And I was, no, I did not like it. It didn't perform well. And she said it was amazing in performance. Then at that moment, I remembered that actually when I sampled it, like the bottle was almost empty, so I didn't get much. So I tried the sample and immediately fell in love. Is it everybody's cup of tea? I would say no. This is not everybody's cup of tea. And don't think about your typical salty vanilla fragrance. This is definitely a spicy and very oriental take on the salty vanilla DNA. So really happy for this fragrance now to join my collection. So that was Bleu Turquoise. Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm doing my best here, guys. So love. I think this is, from all the fragrances that I bought, the one that I was mostly excited about. So that was it. That was my haul. I hope you liked this video and you found it helpful. And if you did, please give it a thumb up and consider subscribing to my channel. Stay tuned because I have quite exciting videos coming very soon. So definitely hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload a new video. Also stay tuned for a full comparison between Montblanc Signature and MUSC Therapy from Initio, as well as a full comparison between Tom Ford Noir Extrême and Noir Parfum. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Ciao!